So if you guys just put your div, the first div, it works as a container, and inside this div you guys gotta put a class accordion, and that's it. So if you guys let the bootstrap know that you guys intending to use this accordion, and the bootstrap knows is exactly that you guys using accordion. And if you guys put an ID, just got put any ID, say you put a accordion, my accordion, or my accordion, just put any ID as long as you remember the ID, my accordion, our accordion example, or my website's accordion example. And the next one comes in div and class, and it's called an accordion item, just like accordion nav item. The beauty of the bootstrap is that when you guys do anything, just put a say a breadcrumb item, or nav item, or any other items, as long as you guys let the bootstrap know that you guys intending to use this accordion item, and the bootstrap knows straight away that you guys need to put these items. If we're gonna have 3 items here, but I'm gonna construct 1 item and I'm gonna copy paste all the 3 times, and after the items you guys can put a h2 or h1. I'm gonna put h2, and you're gonna put a accordion my accordion item. All right, so this one, and the class is going to be accordion header h2. Make sure you guys always put a class accordion header, just like a card header. It's got accordion header. Okay, and the ID, you guys need to put an ID, and the ID is put say heading 1, for example, heading 1. All right, so I'll repeat again. We have created our div, the main frame for this accordion, and we name it accordion because we have to name it accordion because we let the bootstrap know that we intending to use accordion. And I put a my accordion, and you put an ID as long as you guys remember the ID, accordion example. Then you guys create another div, and that's accordion item, same like card item or nav item, easy. Then you guys create this h2 or h1 or h3, and then you guys let the bootstrap know that you guys intending to use accordion header, and it's got an ID, and it's ID 1 because that's the first one. All right, and then after that we put a button. I'm going to tell you guys why we need to put a button. And in the h2 I'm going to wrap this button. I'm going to bring this my accordion item to this inside this button, and I'm gonna h2, I'm gonna wrap this inside this h2. So this button is sitting inside this h2. So if you guys know, I'm gonna repeat, I'm gonna do this again. I should have created this before this button, doesn't matter. You guys expert by now. So there is a div here, this accordion item, and there is a h2 header tag, there is a header h2, and there is a button sitting inside, and button's got a my accordion item. Okay, so the button's got a class. Make sure you guys gonna put your class, and the class is gonna be accordion button. Say accordion item, accordion header, and accordion button. Okay, so slide this, got one more, and its type is button, and data bootstrap toggle is collapse. Data BS stands for bootstrap, and toggle is, we already know what toggle is, collapse, just like we've done our collapse menu, because accordion works like a collapse menu. And data bootstrap target is data BS stands for bootstrap, and the target is, and we put an ID, and our ID is put a collapse 1, collapse, just one, because that's our first collapse. And area expanded, area expanded is equal to true. Yeah, guys, if you guys remember, and the index we have shown you guys, why my computer is not working properly. I'll save this. This works exactly like this one, like a collapse. If you guys know navbar, item, and if you guys come down here, navbar collapse, this accordion works exactly like that. But because this is navbar, this is not coming inside the navbar. This is just, you guys can put it anywhere. You don't have to put it in navbar. Okay, area expanded is equal to true. Area controls and collapse 1. So we have put a collapse 1, and you guys put it area controls, and you guys can put a collapse 1. I think we have put a collapse 1 here as well. So that's we are targeting that ID, and after that, after the h2, that's it. And you guys can put a div ID, and we're gonna use this collapse 1 that we targeted ID class, and class is accordion collapse, accordion, and we put a collapse, accordion collapse, and collapse show, collapse, and then you guys can put a show, because we are showing the first accordion, and the ID is going to be collapse 1. ID is collapse 1. Make sure you guys, the second part of this, you guys glue this to this one, the first one, the top header. So if you guys don't put a collapse 1, the bootstrap don't know that this is the part of this one. So this is inside this accordion item. Okay, so the ID is collapse 1, and area labeled by heading 1. Area labeled by area labeled by is equal to heading 1. Okay, that's an area labeled by heading 1, and data bootstrap parent, and data, where is the bs parent is equal to, and you guys can put this my accordion, because that's a parent of this accordion. And we guys can, after this, when you guys done this, and you guys just need to put an ID, sorry, the body class accordion collapse, and then we put accordion body. Okay, congratulations guys, you guys done the first accordion, and then you guys can put anything inside. You guys can put you just put a strong here, and you put a okay. So you guys, if you guys want to put anything related to the product, you guys just put a best laptop, for example, best laptop. All right, so after that, after the best laptop, you guys can put anything. You don't need to put anything. So, and after that, you guys can fill up with the lorem ipsum. So what I'll do is our good old friend lorem ipsum. Where is my lorem ipsum? See, you guys, if you guys notice, the lorem ipsum is very useful. It fills anywhere that we like, and it is helpful. So I've done a Control C to Control V, and you guys can put a code. So you guys just put a code, and it's accordion body, accordion. So accordion body. Alrighty, so our first accordion's done. So that's accordion collapse. So that's this one. So what I'll do is I'll save and I'll run to see if there is any errors. Okay, so that's my first accordion's done. And if you guys know, that's our button, guys, because this goes up and down, and the more you guys create, the more it looks nice. So that's our first accordion, and if you guys know, it looks awesome. Alrighty, so if you guys go there in accordion item, so if you guys copy this accordion item and you guys copy this, so what I'll do is I'll copy this second, that's my second accordion, and it's also accordion item. You guys can create as many accordion as you guys like, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever you guys pleases you guys. You guys can create how many accordion is up to you. And the second one is going to be accordion item, accordion header. Then the ID is going to be accordion 2, heading 2. Just don't forget to put this heading 2, and then the heading 2, and then buttons, accordion button collapse and button collapse and collapse 2, target collapse 2. Alright, so accordion button, button toggle collapse 1, and you guys can put a collapse 2. Okay, area expanded through area collapse 1, and you guys can put a just instead of 1, you guys just put a 2. Accordion collapse show collapse 1, and you guys can put a collapse 2 because that's the second one. And heading 1, you guys can put a heading 2, and that's parents gonna be my accordion, and we need to put a ID. Did I put an ID on top? Yes, that's my ID. I put it accordion body, my accordion. I didn't put any ID, but I need to put an ID. Make sure you guys put an ID because that's our ID. Okay, and this hash represents, because that's the ID, we need to put this, and I'm gonna put a hash because that represents ID. And accordion body, that's fine. And you guys can put, instead of this one, you guys can put a H1, and you guys can put a 500 hard drive HDD, and say you put a 16 GB RAM. Yeah, and you guys can put a like that. Accordion, my accordion items, you guys can put the same 500 hard drive HDD, and you guys can put a 16 GB RAM. So you're letting the user know that it's got this many specifications. Okay, and you guys looking at this one, the reason it's showing, it shouldn't show, is because we have put a show. So we have to get rid of this show. We have to put a collapse. Okay, so looks like we have to put here accordion collapse and collapse. Okay, so this one's got a, the first one's got a show, and the second one you don't have to put a show, you have to put a collapsed. Accordion button collapsed. Alright, so we go and check. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, that's fine. So now our items getting collapsed, and you guys look at here, it looks awesome. And if you guys look at here, it's collapsing one by one, so it's working pretty fine. And here my accordion item, and you guys can put a say best Intel super fast Intel laptop, and best laptop workstation, for example, workstation. Okay, and super fast Intel laptop, and it's coming here, and when the user reads these specifications, user can collapse this, and you guys can create the third one as well. Okay, like I said, all you guys need to do is that create the first one and bring the first one, and then you guys can put it on the behind each other, underneath each other, and you guys can put a heading 2 or heading 3. Heading 3, accordion header, accordion button, toggle collapse, data, bootstrap target. All you guys need to do this one, class accordion button, okay, because this is a button and it's type button, of course, and it's collapse because you guys data BS toggle is like going up and down, and data BS target expanded true, and area control collapse 2, and you guys need to put a collapse 3. That's it. Anything this says 1 or 2 and it says collapse 1, you guys can need to put collapse 3. Okay, so heading 3, if you guys look at here, anything that says 2, you guys just change it to 3, and it says 2 and you guys need to put 3. Heading 2 and you guys need to put a heading 3, and the parents always my accordion and accordion body, and you guys can put something else. Best, say, CD player, and speakers, and you guys put it as well. NVIDIA, I'm not sure if your laptop's got a NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is one of the best speaker makers and flash cards. NVIDIA flash, media card. So NVIDIA is the ones they use inside the laptop for media. They plays media, and if you guys go on top, and you guys, you can see that's our third one is created, and you guys collapse it, and the first one you guys can leave it show, and you guys look at here the specifications, and that's how it works. So you guys can put as many as possible. You guys can put a like a strong or header one, or you guys can put a header in this one, so you guys in this way it looks awesome. And like I said to you guys, can put a tabs, you guys can put a card, or you guys can put this is the third method. You guys can put it inside the website, and you guys can go ahead and create the fourth one or the fifth one. You guys, like I said, you guys can create as many as possible. You guys can create like even 50, as long as you guys can put a header and ID, header 3 and header 4, heading 4, and collapse 3, accordion button, data collapse 3, collapse 4, expanded true, collapse 3, collapse 4, okay, so it's collapse accordion collapse 3, and you guys can put a collapse 4, and it's heading 3, and you guys can put a heading 4. Make sure you guys copy glue this one to the top one, so the body, just like our humans, our body is glued to our head, and you guys needs to put the accordion body glued to the head. And the first one's they all gonna be collapsed. Accordion collapse and accordion collapsed. Okay, so the first one, accordion button. All right, so we begin from the beginning one. Okay, so the first one is accordion button, and that's the first one is gonna be accordion button. Okay, so I'll show you guys what's the problem with this, our see when you guys opening this one, they all open. We want the first one to stay open and the rest gonna be closed. So we have to fix here. So accordion button, that's fine. And this one is div class accordion collapse show, because we want to show the first one, we want to show this one open, but we don't want to show the rest. We want to show the rest has to be closed. So this one accordion button, and you guys needs to put a collapsed. So you guys needs to put a collapsed ed for the button. And this one I was confused. And this one's the button is going to be collapse, and the class is going to be collapse. And we're going to do the same thing here, accordion button collapsed, and the body is going to be collapse, accordion body collapse. And the last one is going to be accordion button collapsed, and this one is going to be collapse. All right, looks like our problem has been solved. Look at this, guys, that's what I was talking about. So the button is show, that's the reason it's open. And look at this one, the button is means that's collapse show. The button is we just put a accordion button, and we put it for the body collapse show, that's what is showing. And this one we put a accordion button collapsed, and accordion body is just a collapse, because the body we let the button to be already collapsed and the body is already collapsed. So that's how it looks. This is accordion. If you guys don't know what accordion is, this is accordion. You guys can implement this with the JavaScript or jQuery, and I'll show you guys how you guys going to implement this with the Bootstrap. I'll let you guys decide which one is easier for you guys. I think the Bootstrap one's awesome, because with the Bootstrap you guys don't need to go and write a lot of code. Look at this one. Look at this one is completely responsive. And you guys look at this one, when the user comes on your side and checks this one, checks the website, and look at this one, it says wow, and comes here, it says wow wow wow, and can select this one is up and down. You got the user can put it up and down, and that's a price, and add products, availability in stock, and the user reads about the specifications. Like this one, you guys can put a tabs as well. It's up to you guys. You guys can put a tab, you guys can put this one, but I think this is different way of showing you guys what accordion is. So this is accordion. You guys can open it and close it. You guys can put anything anywhere you guys like. You guys can put it in any other page, or any other say another page, or you guys can put anywhere else. So this is accordion in Bootstrap. You guys can change the content. You guys can put message for your friends, or this works like a file. It's completely responsive and looks awesome. This is a collapse. Like I'm gonna repeat again. The first ones we're gonna repeat that. The first one is div class accordion, and then you guys put an ID, and then you guys can start putting your item 1, item 2, 3 and 4. They're all items, accordion items, and accordion header. And every item's got a header and a body, and you guys can put a ID, and make sure you guys can put your accordion header, and you guys can put a H2 or H1. Then you guys can put your button, then you guys can put your button class accordion button, and then type button data BS toggle is collapse, data BS target is collapse 1. Make sure you guys target the ID, and area expanded through area control collapse 1 or collapse 2 or collapse 3 or 4. And then you guys can put your start putting your so that's the first part. And the second part is you guys here, and the second part is we created div and ID collapse 1 or collapse 2, and then class accordion collapse show, and the first one is show, and the rest one is collapse. Just put a collapse, and then we glue this one to the parent. We use the ID of the parent, and then you guys can put your whatever inside the body. And if I refresh this, you guys look, because the first one I put it is a show, so that's what is showing. And you guys look at here, collapse, and that's why is the body is the button is accordion button. I didn't put a collapsed, and you guys look at here, the ID is collapsed, and this one's accordion collapse show, and that's what is showing. The first one by default, if I refresh, the first one's gonna show because I put a show, and I didn't put a button collapse, but I put a button, all the buttons collapse and the bodies collapse. So that's what they're not showing. And when the user comes in and look at this one, this one's going ahead, is the user knows that whatever reads, and then if the user wants to read more about the laptop, what's the specification, then the user open this one, and then the user can close this one, and the user can open this one. And every time you guys look at this one, when it opens, this goes up. That's the beauty of this accordion, and that's how you guys create this accordion. All right, I hope you guys like this video, and if you guys got any question or comment, just leave it in the comment box. And in the next video we're going to start working on this pictures. I'm going to show you guys how to create a pictures and how we can do different styles with this picture. All right, till next video, happy coding, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.